right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. When I think of Kin Onion, I don't think of Karbon. I think of older Kershaws like the Blackout here, and I think of Speed Safe, and I think of maybe the Leak or the Scallion and things like that. But man, let me just say, guys, this is a Kin Onion design that checks all the boxes. This is the Karbon Knives Buckhorn. Now, Ken has started his own company, and it is called Karbon Knives. These are being made in conjunction with, as a collaboration, I believe, with Kituo, and this thing is great. I'm starting to have a real problem finding a problem with this knife. There's maybe one little nitpick, but it's not even barely worth discussing. So beautiful milling patterns in the titanium, kind of the Cubert game board there. If you know what I'm talking about, you do have titanium contoured scales, some little tiny speed holes here, beautiful milling this way. And then again, that same pattern, and then a anodized bronze pivot collar with this gorgeous kind of a cartridge there. Look to it, beautiful, beautiful. It says Buckhorn, tooled on one side, just this side, very, very cool. You do have a really interesting titanium clip, and it does work. When you first look at it, it feels like, I'm just gonna try it one more time just to make sure, but yeah, I mean, it does grab on the pocket a little bit, but it does slide in pretty well for me. Now, if you had jeans, that could be an issue, but for me and my cargo pants, it's not really been a problem. It is not reversible. It does have a beautiful back spacer with that Karbon logo and this beautiful back spacer with the jimping here and a lanyard hole. Really, really nicely done overall. It is a frame lock with a lock bar insert in steel and an over travel stop. There is your lock face and beautiful milling on your flipper tab. Your back spacer comes up about 2/3 of the way. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous knife. We are dead centered. Man, comes way out here to the end. So here we go. Flipper tab just flips right open. Now we have what I would consider kind of a sheep's footy design, but you could just as easily call it a drop point or whatever you want. But for me, this is definitely a drop point. You have this beautiful finish on the blade here, and I love your thumb studs there. They are angled back towards your thumb. Very nice. Works really well. It doesn't, you have a great chamfer here. You just follow the chamfer and hit that, and it is so good. The D10 is good all the way around. Now, nitpick number one, there's a couple, but number one is obviously, you could use a little more room on that ramp, but in the grip, I mean, that's why they did it, in my opinion. They put that where it would be in the best spot for your grip. It works good for me. You just got to slide around. Second one is there could be just a little more access to the lock bar, but you can see here, it moves so easily that it is not really an issue. And our lockup is like 30% there. And again, there is a chamfer there, and you can get to it fairly easily. It's not a big deal. I'm just trying to find something here, guys. Really, really nicely done. No blade play, no lock rock. You don't really have a finger choil here. I guess if you triggered the flipper tab, you could. For me, that doesn't feel great. It's more of a sharpening choil. You have a great plunge, no issues there. Beautiful swedge. And I believe, your thumb studs are acting as the blade stop as well. So really cool there. And again, it is on bearings, S35 VN steel. Great action. Look at that. Now, you do have to be a little lower on the lock bar, but that's the natural place. If you're way up here, you will get caught by that D10, but I wouldn't call that super late. And what I do is go right there, and it's not a problem at all. Now, guys, something you gotta see here is this. This guy is a phenomenal cutter. It is a big long blade, and it is slicey as can be. I could just sit here and cut with this all day. No resistance, very nicely done. Fairly thin stock and a higher grind, not all the way up, but it is slick feeling. It's got this finish to it that is really nicely done, and I am enjoying it immensely. Let's do our lovely comparisons here. Here is the Ontario Rat 1. I put it on the wrong side. It goes on the top. And the Ontario Rat 2. You can see the Rat 1 is a little smaller, actually. See that? And the Rat 2 is a lot smaller. So there you go. Okay, so the first piece of bad news here is that these are not currently available, but if you go to Knife Center or the link I'm leaving below to Blade HQ, it looks like they're coming back in. Matter of fact, Knife Center has a pre-order, and really cool. Now, these are $270 in S35VN and titanium. They are made in China by Katsuo, an 8.75-inch overall with a 4-inch blade length and a 3.75-inch cutting edge. The handle length is 4.78. Now, I haven't really shown that, but yeah, I mean, because of that swell in the palm right there and the contouring here, this guy fits in your hand like a absolute glove. Your jimping is here. If you come out here, there's a nice flat spot. But guys, I am locked in here and I'm locked in here. And then you've got that nice swell and there is no hot spot, nothing that feels funny. The only thing, if you were bearing down real hard, as thin as that is right there, maybe, but I mean, I'm bearing down pretty hard and it isn't bothering me at all. The handle thickness is still 0.5, but it is heavily contoured, and the weight is 4.3 ounces. Just a phenomenal design. I am pretty daggone blown away by this knife. What do you guys think? I would love to hear it indeed and see what you think. It is pretty fantastic. Oh, one more comparison we should do here. I don't have a leek or a scallion, but there is your Kershaw Blackout, a Ken Onion design. So there you go. That is your comparison there on that old Speed Safe beauty. You gotta love it. I mean, it's kind of cheesy today, especially since you can't even flip that clip over. You know, and you have to carry it tip down, and yeah, but you know, one of my kids gave it to me and it's just always been one that's going to stick around. But just a beautiful, beautiful knife. The milling is really where it's at on this one. Just so well done. There's your Ken Onion down in there. Isn't that cool? Just a great, great knife. So would love to hear what you guys think down below. And again, if you're here watching the video, definitely give it a like and a comment. And if you're new around these parts, definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you for watching the Knives Fast channel.